Why do you want to go tag along with the guy?
Yeah.
Why?
No,
bro. Why though?
You do not know how much fun girls be having.
No, but what?
Man.
No.
So if roles were reversed and you were the boyfriend to your friend and your girlfriend had a guy friend that slept at her house, how would you react to that?
Okay. No. Listen though. No.
Something's fishy. So my insecurity is just gonna,
Keep going
yeah.
up.
So welcome back to our channel. It's the Raw Voices, and we're back again with another video. I know it's been a minute since we last dropped a video. Things happen, but guess what? As you can see, we have more people on the podcast, and we're gonna be having a good conversation together. And we're really excited to really produce something that's different from what we've been doing. And that's what has kept us slow for a bit, but I believe we're going into the right direction. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and leaving comments. Really appreciate it. My name is Zolvik.
My name is Benji.
I'm Natasha.
Jonathan.
Michelange.
As you all can see, we have some guests on our podcast today, and trust me, it's gonna be fire on fire. You're gonna enjoy every little bit of what we have to give you guys. So I'll let my guests each introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about themselves so you can get to know who they are, and then we'll kick right into what we have to do. Alright, Michael, you can go first.
Well, this is the first time again. Thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah.
Well, what's to know about me? I've known these boys for a while now. I am their friend, not Ugandan, Congolese. I was invited here, so we're gonna have a good discussion for today. We're gonna have a good podcast. It's gonna be an exciting one, so I'm excited to be here. And again, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, brother. Natasha.
I'm Natasha. I'm Ugandan. Me and Jonathan went to the same school. I'm excited to be here, so thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So yeah, hopefully everyone tunes in.
And I'm Benji. They found me as a random dude off the street. What's up? I'm Ugandan. Happy to be here. And yeah.
All right. So we've always had so many people asking us, what is the opinion of the other gender? But most topics we've had,
It's been one-sided.
yeah, it's like we've always been like a one-sided podcast
Yeah.
that is always focused on men. What men think about, what men go through, what men are there to give in relationships, what men don't want to give these days, So today we have what you all asked for. We have somebody to give an opinion about the lady side, fortunately. So just sit, listen, enjoy, and let's have the best of this conversation. Okay? So before I get into, I hope you all had a good week. We all have different, things we do. We go through different struggles, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure everybody's, having a good time at work.
It's okay.
So I hope everybody here is in a good mood today. Huh?
I am in a good mood. I don't know about
Benji, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's get right into it. So,
Lynn, I can start with the small questions. Have you watched any of our videos?
Yes.
So, what stood out for you? What's one of the videos you saw and felt like you really had an opinion on one of the ideologies we shared on this podcast?
So I think one of the videos that stood out to me was the Valentine's. And you were talking about going on a date and then being ghosted.
why not?
So
Everybody talked about that one.
personally, I'm fortunate that I've not been ghosted.
Have you ghosted someone after a date though?
No, I haven't. But also like I get the curiosity of like what did I do wrong, you know? And I want to say that it's not always about you as a person. I think it's always like the other person's morals and like what they do, like who they are as a person, you know? And like a form of advice out there, it's like don't always think like it's about like you did something wrong. Like you did not do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's like it comes down to morals. Like I would never ghost someone. I'm gonna tell you, okay, if we don't connect, I'm gonna be like, hey, we had a good date, you know, but I don't feel like there's a connection between us, you know. And
What is a good date like to you?
that everyone has a different, you know, opinion on that. Me personally, I want to say I don't know. You know, it's just like you're there and you can feel if it's a good date or it's not. So a bad date, I would say, for a bad date, for me it would be someone checking their phone like
Constantly.
like what are we doing? Like hello, you're trying to get to know me but you're on your phone the whole time,
sure,
or like
yeah.
and like again, like you can always pick up a call if it's like important, you know. I try not to be on my phone when I'm on a date. Like I think it's just again morals,
Etiquette.
etiquette, you know.
Yeah.
And then also like not having like conversations just not flowing.
Okay.
So it's like if it's like one-sided, like oh my god, I'm doing all the question asking or the other person's doing all the, you know, and I'm like, okay, we sit, eat, and then there's nothing to talk about. To me, that's a bad date.
So any conversations that are shallow.
Yeah.
Like for a first date, you're trying to get to know me, I'm trying to get to know you. Like let's kick it off.
Yes, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Because we talked about being ghosted. First
Yeah.
date, you get ghosted.
Yeah.
Right? After the date, you get ghosted. A lot of times, people really think about what did I do wrong.
Yeah.
And yet, it's not really what you did wrong. It's just the other person. Because ultimately, you can't control what they do. If it's a he or a she that goes you after, you can't control what they do.
Yeah.
So if they can't have that courtesy to tell you, like, I didn't really enjoy the vibes, I didn't enjoy the connection, and they don't respect you in a way where they can say, like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to see you again, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? And in the point of the conversation, going on a dates and having a conversation, I think it goes both ways. If the girl is not interested and she's not really engaging into that meaningful conversation, how can we have a conversation?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
I feel like women these days use men for food, for dates.
Yeah, everybody gotta eat.
Hey,
That
I mean,
that is
I
an
know.
interesting topic. So
It com-
we're gonna let Natasha first.
It comes
go
down to
first.
if I'm not interested, like
If you're
If I
not
don't-
attracted to somebody.
not even attraction, but if I'm not looking for anything at the time, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'll come on a date, but I'm coming for food. Straight
Or
up.
you just be clear and say,
Yeah, because again, it comes down to it's a form of respect. Like whether I know you or not, I'm gonna give you a level of respect,
yeah.
But
and
there's somebody who won't say it.
that's yeah.
That's the most percentage actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the man, and this is like a common question, do you think the man should always pay the bill, like the entire bill on a first date?
Talking about that, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You know, recently I saw a story about a guy who sued a lady for not paying for her food after the date.
We're just off.
Dude, I was like, wait, what?
Crazy. Okay, to answer your question, like from the morals I have as an African man, as a Ugandan man, I'm gonna take care of everything. That's my morals. But
Yeah,
I don't know
that's where we
about
come
other
from.
people. Yeah, that's where we come from, and that's what we're taught to be, and that's how a real man shows up in a relationship. You take care of the bills and stuff. I feel like that's my role, to take care of the bill and pay for everything.
Make sure she's not worrying about nothing.
Yeah, and she doesn't have to go into her pockets and pay money for food.
I guess the question now comes down to what end? Because let's be honest, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's always a discussion I've had with people where you just mentioned like, oh, I'm the guy in the relationship, so I'm gonna have to take care of certain things, right? But let's be realistic with the way the world goes by, right? With the way things happen, like financially and everything.
Yeah.
Don't you think there's a certain level that people have to have that conversation on
Yeah. On
what's
how
my
to-
responsibilities?
Yeah,
You get
sure.
So what are your responsibility and my responsibility? How do you show up? Because I believe like a girl that truly like is invested in you, as you invested in them,
Yeah.
would take that time to let's have this conversation. Because we all know, like I hear a girl say, my money is my money and your money is my money, our money or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But ultimately, I've realized like when you get to have meaningful conversation with certain ladies, partners, or whatever, the ones that truly care for you will really have that conversation on. Okay, so how are we gonna do this thing? You know what I mean? So on a date aspect, yes. To answer your question, as a guy, you cannot. This again, like Ian has morals and everything. I always thought I'm not gonna tell a girl like, hey, yo. Pay for that. That's crazy stuff.
I've seen a video.
You know what I mean?
Even
Like,
in a
I
scenario
can't.
where, even in a scenario where, let me say, you went on a date with somebody, and you realized so many red flags about them.
I think out of respect, you still do
You're
it.
still gonna pay.
Because regardless.
I'm just asking. I
I'm
didn't say I
saying.
wouldn't do it.
No, but deeply, right?
Because that's the purpose of
Yeah,
the date.
it's-
Like, you get to know this
you
person.
get to know this person.
You also know in the red flags.
Yeah.
But still
Sure.
pay for the food.
For sure.
Because then what kind of man are you? You see, like it
I
ain't work.
didn't disagree.
No. I'm saying no. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying him. Do you get me? Like I'm not saying you. I'm not saying he, man. I'm just saying like in general, the person that like I'm seeing it's not a match or. Like Natasha said, like, I'll tell the guy like I'm coming here for food.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? As a guy, you have been informed that this is what's happening.
If you're in
Yeah.
that position, would you still go on with the date?
Look, then it's your
It's
choice.
your choice.
You can't be mad at a girl if like she
If
goes to you afterwards.
she
You
came
know what I
up to
mean?
you and told you.
She was up front.
Yeah, she told you I'm on foot.
Fun question, Natasha.
Okay.
You're on a date with a guy. He puts the card in, right? That's like that. You swear, like, oh shit, and then it declines. What do you do?
I get it. See, it also comes down to, man.
Basically, I'm asking, what happens when a man can't?
That's a good question, man.
On a first date,
That's a good question.
on a first date, honestly, me as a person, I would do it, and I'm not gonna hold like, cause things happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's happened to me where I'm like, oh, we're out on dinner, and I'm like, oh, I got the bill, and then my card declines, and I'm like, oh, I just need to transfer money. You know,
Yeah.
that's fine. Or it like just fails to go through, even if money's on it. So if it's like a first time thing, I'll be like, okay, I'll let it slide. If it keeps happening, I'm like, something ain't right. Like
Yeah.
this is starting to be
Like multiple days, it's like,
yeah.
Oh, so you mean somebody could literally do that intentionally?
Yeah.
hey,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Alright.
Well,
But
you have seen it.
I've not experienced
We'll
it.
piggyback on that stuff.
I think this podcast is gonna feel like you're gonna be on a hot spot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because the questions are gonna be
Low
thrown to
key,
you.
low key. But yeah.
But again, also like another bad date is someone telling me to do 50-50. I'm not doing that. Like I'll do it and I'll dip. Like you're not
So-
seeing me again.
What are your expectations from a man in a relationship?
Expectations.
Yeah, are you having a perspective of a Ugandan lady, or you doing everything the American way?
I don't want to say it's one or the other. It's more so like a personal thing, you know, because I'm not gonna act like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like a pure Ugandan lady, like traditional.
Yeah.
I'm not, and then I'm gonna like come short with that, you know.
Yeah.
Or be like, oh, it's all American, and you know, like also have like, so my expectations, respect. That's number one, and that comes in so many forms.
What does respect look like to you? Or if I was to ask you, like in terms of as a girl,
As
as
a
a woman, what does respect look like? What are something where, when it comes to women, that are standard in terms of respect? Do you get me?
Again, getting a bill. Like honestly, if we go out on a date, just
Do you think that's respect or
That-
just like a value thing?
no. Cause there is people that don't respect you, like enough to let you do everything on your own,
Yeah.
and like
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, if a guy is really interested in someone, if that comes with respect, because you're like, okay, this is not someone below me or above me. Like in a relationship, or if you're like courtship or anything, you should be. This is your equal, you know, because that's where like partnership comes in. So partnership can't come in without respect. And that is something you don't build with time. It's something you have to come with.
Yeah.
You know, you have to lead with respect, even if you're trying to get to know someone for the first time. So I want to say, like, if someone doesn't respect me, they're not gonna like initiate dates. You know, it's like I'm doing everything. So it's like, what are you doing? You just, I don't want to say using me, but it's also more so like,
Do you think that's a respect thing or that's just like an interest thing? Because if somebody doesn't initiate dates,
that's true too.
would that be because I'm sorry to cut you off, but to me the way I'm thinking about respect, it's like, you know, there's this idea where you look at a girl and it's like, I'm not seeing anything. I'm on vibe stuff,
Yeah.
right? Or a girl looks at you and like, oh, I'm not seeing anything in this guy. He's gonna buy me food, or it's just vibes, you know.
Oh, but
So, and in terms of respect, now I guess I'll go back to that. Is that aspect where you look at a guy and just say like, hey, it's whatever. It's there. It's cool, right? Or as a guy, you look at a girl and it's like, it's just fun, you know. I'm not seeing anything serious with this girl, so I can say whatever I want. I can do whatever I want.
exactly like again, if someone's gonna come to me and like bring up like a very weird conversation even on a first date, I'm like, you don't respect me enough to know like, oh, there's boundaries to this, like how can I say it?
Like you don't expect him to
Yeah.
just go straight to certain things on like a first
Yeah,
date.
so it's like if someone's talking about hookups on a first date, like, is that always,
Yeah.
like, that's not respect.
Mhm.
You get. So first date shows if someone's going to, because it's a red flag at the end of the day, not having respect and like people let it slide a lot because you're like, oh, you know, if it's like very sexual, then it's like, okay, you know what, this person's like this, da da da. That's not respect. They're not respecting you enough to keep those conversations for later.
Yeah.
Because again, they will come up in relationships, which is fine. So for me, straight up, like that's again, it's a vibe thing, but it's also like this person is not respecting me enough to like keep certain things for later.
What if it's a conversation that you guys have had and agreed upon? You get like, it's like, let's not all act like there's a situation where people are just actually upfront about things where you ask, because I think there's an important question to ask, right? On a first date, on a date, or whatever the case may be. Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
You get. So if the girl says, I'm here for a short time or a long time, you know what she means.
Yeah.
Or a guy says the same thing, you know? So
Within the long run, if you get feelings, you gotta know how to.
yeah, you gotta know how to. Yeah, exactly.
You asking that question is a form of respect.
Because you have to know where somebody is at.
No, not all the time. Sometimes people just go in for it.
Let me ask you a question, like, for everyone. When do you think is the right time to start taking things serious? Like having a relationship that's gonna lead to marriage. Do you feel like this is something that's gonna come with age, or it's gonna be just a feeling you get with someone that's special?
I think
I feel like that's something really deep.
I think the first and most important question I'd first ask is, what is love to you? Because I think at the point where you feel like you love somebody, you sort of have to define it. Like, am I loving you and other people, or am I just focused on you?
Yeah.
Nobody else. Like, I got love for other people, but my love is exclusive right now.
Yeah.
So you in the, like, I'm dating you sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my question back to you is,
So for you,
What
it's,
do you
it's more about the
define love
person.
as?
It's more about the person.
my question back to you is like, what would you define love as? Because as soon as you reach that point, I think you're at that junction where you gotta choose. Do I invest love in other people as well?
Yeah.
Like this kind of love I feel for you, or can I like concentrate it on you and like commit to it every morning?
And
So
give it
simply,
all.
it's like,
give
what
it,
is love to
Give it
you?
your all. Yeah.
I feel like it's more about coming to the same understanding with your partner. When you get to talk to people and then get to know them very well, you get to know their interests, get to know the type of people they are, their expectations. And for me, if we come to a common ground and we really understand each other, I feel like that's it for me. It takes time to really feel like these things are valid,
Yeah.
because you can speak on something and you don't really act onto it. So you could say you want a long relationship, but you're not acting as if you want a long relationship. You know, you don't ask the deep questions. You don't ever talk to me about the future. So I would cut you off because you're not trying to lead us into that long distance. Sorry, the long term
So you
relationship.
define love as like understanding.
Yeah, communication, constant communication.
I'm gonna put a thought into that.
Yeah, okay.
Right? I think in this time in which we're at, where I think the way the world evolved, right? Things change, right? And in all of our minds, where a lot of people expect certain things, to me, I think love is communicating your expectations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because there's so many unspoken, I want this, but my partner is not doing this, right? To me, love is this idea where you have a best friend and it's never gonna be just sweet. You know? Nowadays, what's happening is people just think it's gonna be a straight, like, oh, I have my boyfriend, I have my girlfriend, and it's gonna be all like straight up roses
Beds
and
of
whatever.
roses,
You know, I enjoy, me personally, my personal experience, I enjoy those tough times. I enjoy to have that difficult conversation.
Yeah.
I enjoy to challenge my partner. And it's not like in a toxic way, but I enjoy to challenge like an ideology. I enjoy to challenge like, okay, so if
See how far like
Yes.
our brain can.
because you gotta think about it. If you wanna build something with someone, right? You gotta just think about it. Like you're with someone for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's say you lose your job. Yeah.
Exactly.
How can your partner support you? Now you challenge her with that question, or as a girl you challenge him with that question, like, okay, we're going 50-50. If this happens, how would you support me? You know what I mean? If we have the biggest argument ever about like money or about kids or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? How do we do this? You know? But nowadays, what's happening with people in terms of what is love? People are just like, you know what? If I'm in a relationship, my boyfriend has to be this way,
It's
that way.
more materialistic.
Yeah, it's super. I
There's
forgot.
no bad side on it.
I forgot how we call it in school, but it's like an exchange. Okay.
For like a trade.
Yeah. You love me for the things I can provide for you. Okay. So it's like that's not what it's supposed to be. You know, it's supposed to be two people coming together as best friend, where you accept my bad side. Forget about all the good side of me as the person. Like, oh, my girlfriend is pretty, or she's all these things. Think about your girlfriend as like the ugliest girl ever, right? And these are her bad sides. So how can you make those things match you and you support that? Because those are the moments, because the hardest time will make that relationship that much stronger.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think you can, let me say if you had a girl and she's naturally a cheater. Like naturally. You know what I mean by naturally
Like
cheater?
she just on that type of time stuff.
It's a hobby to
I'm sorry. But do you think you would be able
see past that.
to help her change from that?
Okay, there's this one thing that they say always.
Once
You're not in a relationship to change anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it goes back to that first question. You have to ask
What are
somebody,
you looking for?
what are you looking for? Okay? Because
She told you she wants a relationship.
no, but you gotta think about it. Ultimately, people,
You can say it, but
we
you
know,
acting on it is different.
You know what I mean? Like, if I know, okay, I'll be like, if I know as a guy,
Yeah.
I'll be talking to a girl and I know she's good for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm like, we're vibing, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be committed to this relationship. I think this is just my thought. I don't think anybody should agree with me. I think it's okay to say, hey, listen, I like you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like you.
Yeah.
But in this stage of my life, I am not ready to be committed to something. You know?
Michael, I want to ask you this question, and I also want to ask you, Natasha. And I know you're about to say something. What do you define love as? And what do you define love as? Because I know I've asked so many people this question. You always get like 5 different answers. Like no one has a monopoly on the definition.
Oh.
You can't.
You can't. Right?
You
It's-
cannot.
Because everyone loves different to everyone. You know, someone could be like, I provide everything for you, so I love you. But okay, you're not providing emotional support. Is that still love? If you're giving me everything I'm asking for, like you're taking me on trips or you're buying me all this stuff. But when I come up with like an issue or like communication is lacking, is that still love to you? So there's never gonna be like a set answer to that, because everyone feels love differently, and it also comes down to love languages.
Yeah.
And people misunderstand that by, oh, I'm gonna love you in my love language, or how, like, but it's like, okay, you're loving me, but you're not loving me how I want to be loved.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah, you know I guess one of the most beautiful things I heard from someone was them saying, I want to love people how they want to be loved.
Yeah.
Not like how I
I
want.
wanna. True.
Yeah.
But I think you also find that the way you want to love someone, when it is the way they want to be loved, isn't that like where you don't have to like work for it? I was asking some people this question,
The
like,
question is.
because your wants
Okay.
basically like are compatible.
You have
Yeah.
to meet in the middle, because if I, let's say, for me, I want to be loved, like communication and all this stuff, and then the other person's like lacking in that, you know, but they're trying. They're trying to communicate. When I bring up something, they're like sitting and like talking to me about it and stuff. But then, so it also comes down to, I want to love you in your love language, like how you want to be loved, but I also want to show you how I want to love you. So you just have to sit down and talk about it. Be like, okay, I feel loved when you do this. And that, okay, if you say that, then I'm also going to tell you, this is how I want to show you that I love you. So it comes down to, if you're giving me everything I want, like materialistically, how about my emotions? You know, so if you love me that way, I want you to love me how I want to be loved. So communicate with me more.
I have something to say about that. When you communicate to your partner and be like, I want to be loved this way. I want flowers every day. I want to be taken on dates. And they start doing these things. Do you feel like it's genuine, or they're really doing it because you want? That's what you want.
So
I feel like it's a mix of both sometimes. Like if someone can tell that you like something, like I like to tell jokes. Like if I know I've pissed off somebody, I like to tell a joke,
Yeah.
break the tension a bit, because I know everybody, you like to laugh. So you feel happy, it tones down the tension. So I think when you have a partner, you do things that make them feel good, because you recognize this person's happiness comes from some of my actions, right? And I want to, if I love them, I want to make them happy.
So some of the actions she demanded for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. To go to that, I don't think love should be a materialistic thing, honestly.
Never.
No, if-
Never in life.
If,
Never.
like you said, Ian mentioned, like, oh, your partner said, I want to be loved, being taken on dates and things like that.
That's materialistic.
Let's flip it. Let's say we know we all live this different life. We're all not Elon Musk. Everybody has a tier in the way they live their life.
Yeah.
Okay? You know your partner. Okay? They will not be able to afford a date every time. Your love language is, I want to be taken on dates. I want flowers all the time.
Yeah.
But ultimately, your partner cannot do that for you, right?
Because it's
Right?
not genuine.
It's material, right?
Yeah.
Then next man will do that. So does that mean
Any man can do
And
it.
does that mean not any man? Not any man.
She could find
Not
a
any
man that
man
can do
can do
that
that.
without being asked for it.
Yes.
So what I would say is, when you get to know someone, let them be themselves. Let them know. Let them love you the way they feel like that's the way they love you, and sit down with them and be like, "You're doing this. I like it. You're doing this. I need more energy on this." But first, let them be themselves, because when you communicate that you want flowers, I can pay for flowers for the whole week and get flowers delivered to you. Am I doing it because I love you? No, I'm doing it because that's what you want.
When do you
So
think
just
people
let
are
me be
themselves?
myself, and then learn to see how I do, how I bring love to you. You know?
It's gonna be a question to the whole group.
Yeah.
How do you see that somebody's being themselves?
I feel like that's a question that
He said,
That's
he
a-
said,
that's-
let
that's a
your
question-
partner be themselves.
There's a funny quote by Shakespeare, which is like, all the world's a stage, and yeah, all the world's a stage, and the play's about to begin, right? It's something like that. I can't do it justice, but basically, everybody has a performance or a part to play that they're playing, you know, and you sort of find out like, oh, some people are growing into, I guess, a certain personality or a certain person. And when they're on that path, you sort of have to understand, like, oh, am I part of their journey of growth? Am I just a stop?
Yeah,
Or, you know, are we growing together or are we growing apart?
true.
And, you know, at that point, like at a certain junction, you find out, like, oh, you know, we're not compatible. Like, we're actually
Right.
growing apart. So we gotta
Because sometimes,
branch
like,
out.
sometimes that could come with like let me say different interests. Like if you have a partner and they're into like going out and you're not into that, or maybe they're into like
If you're a partner, why are you going out?
yeah, you know. You have to question somebody. Personally, I don't like to question my partner where they have to go. But if I have to be in a situation where I have to ask you where you're going, then definitely it makes me feel like me and you are not compatible for
No.
each other. No, this is me.
No, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask him a question, and I want him to be honest. When you're in a place where you have to ask your partner, right? Where are you going? Okay, is it coming out of an insecurity place, or is it coming out of a place where I don't fully trust my partner? You get? Because if you fully trust your partner, you know, like me and this person are like this. We're locked in.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need to ask where you're going. You know what I mean? Because before I even ask you, you will tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Now I'm asking.
If I-
I'm
if
asking
I-
you now the question. Do you think for now it may not be related to you or anything, for a guy, right? Do you think that comes out of a place of what you call this, being uncomfortable or being not safe around your partner, or it just comes from a place of like, man, I feel like my partner is gonna be doing something crazy, or you think every man is like?
So, first of all, not every man is like that. Second of all, if I'm at the point where I have to ask my partner where she's going, it's because she has given me a sign that makes me insecure.
What is that?
In one way or the other. There is so many things I will tell. There's no way I'm gonna be with my partner and she looks at her phone and flips it upside down all the time. You know, that is one sign that is going to start kicking in my head. I'm going to start paying attention to the things you do with your phone around me. But I don't want to check your phone.
Why don't you ask the question? You know, a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, right?
And that's communication.
And I've noticed it, right? A lot of people do not communicate their expectation. Me personally.
No, let me tell you something.
Me personally.
Before you go too far.
Wait a second. Wait.
Okay.
Me personally, right? I think a lot of things stem from communication and expectation. As a guy, let's say you tell your significant other, look, this specific behavior, right? Because when there's something that triggers you or triggers a specific emotion in your heart, communicate that. It's so easy. And now, if let's say you have a partner, you communicate to them, look, you have this tendency of going out without telling me, right? You have communicated. You have opened yourself and being vulnerable and communicate something. If your partner decides to say, man, who are you to tell me what I'm gonna do? then you have a problem because you have communicated. Now it's up to you as the guy or as the girl that has communicated a specific situation to act accordingly. Now you respect yourself and say, look, I've communicated this once, I'm gonna communicate this twice, and then after that, I'm not the person you're looking for. Do you know what I mean? Like, then what do? You just tell them, look, I've communicated this to you multiple times.
You stood your ground.
But don't forget, there is always a lot of feelings and emotions involved in this.
But remember, do you want to build something?
It might be easy for you to walk away because you feel like there is a certain insecurity that is going to push you to something, right?
It's not easy.
But it's not easy for somebody else to do that.
Remember, it's not
Hear
easy.
me out on these.
It's not.
Especially-
No, look. Just listen. It's not easy, right? I'm never saying it's easy, but remember yourself, right? Ultimately, what is the goal? The goal is to build something with someone. Because if you never find that person where you can fully be yourself and communicate how you feel safely, what are you doing? And this is what's happening to everybody. Like at 50, you see a 40-year-old person talking about like, I haven't found the right one. I haven't found, because
You're the problem.
people don't actually speak about these things.
Yeah.
And what happened is you're gonna keep doing that over and over and over again, right? To me, the way I think about it is like, look, I've been grateful, right? I've been raised like a family where I have my dad and I have my mom, you know?
They teach you a lot.
I'm trying to put myself in a place where my partner, the partner in which I'm gonna have my kids with, yeah, God willing, that I'm in a place where I'm able to us be together and work together, you know? I can't run away from certain things.
Yeah.
And the only way I won't run away from certain things is communicating, you know? I'm not the best at communicating, okay?
Okay,
But I will try. You get me?
Just like a base question, and I'm gonna ask Tasha first because I feel like divvy it up a bit, those airwaves. Do you feel like you should tell your partner, like whenever you're going out, just tell them like, oh, I'm going here? Because like sometimes my ass has FOMO. I'll be like, where you going out at? You invite me, like,
Yeah.
going somewhere.
For sure.
But also like sometimes you gotta go somewhere by yourself.
Yeah, without your
Like,
partner.
yeah, like you need some you time.
I mean, me personally, and that's why I was like, oh, it's also, most of this comes down to respect. You respect me enough to communicate with me and tell me, hey, I'm going out with a bunch of friends, you know? Not me being like, oh, where are you? You didn't tell me you were going out. Like what if I wanted to come over or something like that, you know? So it's like, yeah, I get the formal bit, but if I'm going out with the girls, I'm like, hey, I'm going out with the girls. That's it. It's just as simple as just telling them, hey, I'm going. So yeah, I think you should. It's just
It's the same with taking just 9 seconds. I'm like, I'm gonna be busy.
literally, yeah.
By not just ignoring.
Just to update your partner.
Even if it's
what's
like a
going
last
on.
minute thing, you're stepping out of the house. Be like, oh, babe, like I'm going out.
That's like security making them feel
Yeah.
Do you guys think that's social media? No, that's actually be honest with this stuff.
Like
Because
what?
you'll go everywhere, right? On social media, you're on TikTok, you're on whatever social media platform you use, where next man or a girl is saying, "You men out there when they're going outside, they're cheating, or they have other girls,"
Yeah.
and there are men saying, "A girl, she can be single, or a girl can have no man for a year."
There's
You get-
no way she-
like
a girl can
they're
be
not,
out
but that's the
talking to
thing.
nobody.
You know what I mean? Like, think about back in the days, right? Let's just like kind of flip it, right? Do you guys think like our grandparents, our people that came before us, they had that mentality where I'm talking to this woman and I'm sure she's talking to like 10 other dudes. You get it? Like, because I think that there's that factor where you know that or you trust that this woman is dedicated to you.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause a lot of us have this unspoken insecurity where your girl would say like, "Oh, I have my guy friend is whatever," but you're gonna start thinking too much about it. You're gonna start, what if the guy friend is actually trying to do something crazy? You know, what if the guy friend is actually another guy friend and just want me to sleep up? Don't you guys think that can also bring some sort of tension in a relationship?
That's why I always be like if she says she got a guy friend, I would be like, let me fight him. Does he want to fight?
What
Does
if
he
he-
fight? Does he
what-
want to
Are you
fight?
serious?
What if he beats you up?
I just,
Are you
if she
serious
says
about what you said?
if she says like no, you're just joking, like then I know he's not a threat.
Yeah.
But if I show up right and dude wants to fight me, I'll be like, why?
Why do you
Why do
really
you
want
want
that?
to fight? Why do
Okay,
you wanna-
that
So it's
makes
like-
it looking makes sense now
I
when
think
you say it
that's
that
what
way.
about that.
It's all this thing is
Yeah,
like
it's
because
actually an
men
interesting
be insecure. Men be insecure. You wanna think about like, can I dominate the dude who thinks he's better than me?
Yeah.
That's out of insecurity,
I feel
right?
like the best way to handle that is tell your girlfriend or the person you're getting to know, just give this guy, test them. Try to prank them.
No,
as if
no,
you-
I
do
don't.
that.
Let me tell you.
I don't think that's expert. I'm just talking about jokes. Like, I generally joke because like, if she's like in the oddest situation, if she's like,
Why don't you?
you
just
won't,
ask
you
a
won't, you won't
question?
ever, you won't ever meet him. Like, she'll never introduce you to this dude. And they're hanging out, right? They're hanging out, and she's like, I'm never gonna like show you pictures.
Don't
I'm
you
not
think
even
word-
telling you his
Don't you
name.
think? Don't you think words matter?
I think that's when you should
What?
get a little
No,
bit.
no,
That's
don't
when
you
you should
think?
get
No,
a bit,
don't
a
you?
bit
No,
worried.
let's be honest.
But
Let's say this. Let's say this.
Also, hold on.
Go
It
ahead,
also
sorry.
boils down to an important question, which is, do you think men and women can have like
Yes.
platonic relationships?
Yes. The reason why, right? I have a friend of mine, which is a girl. Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I came to a point where it's like, I didn't think that until I had a girl that was a friend of mine, where it's just like, it's nothing really. You get, like, it's just, she's my friend, you know? There was times where I could like, I'm like drunk or something, I'm on a night out and I can't drive and I stay over at her house.
Yeah.
You tell that to the men and they're like, yo, like, you do something else.
Do you,
And
do you
it's
feel,
like,
do you
no,
feel,
honestly.
do you feel like you'd ever fight that guy?
No, but that's the thing. What you don't get is like, she will come with her problem. She'll
Yeah.
come with the problem and say, look, oh, my man's doing this. And me as a logical person, I'm like, look, you're tripping. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're tripping. Or she would tell me like, oh, this guy said, oh, how we friends, and I'm like, bro, if he wants me, I'll tell him. You get like,
Yeah.
it could be where a situation, some guy truly wants you. I'm not gonna say like I'm the exception or that doesn't exist, right? But it's a possibility. And when something is not a 0% chance, just listen to what she's telling you.
So if roles were reversed and you were the boyfriend to your friend and your girlfriend had a guy friend that slept at her house, how would you react to that?
Okay. No, listen though. No. Okay. Now let me. I am gonna answer this.
Yeah.
Okay. My girl. Okay. She has a guy that slept at her house. Now the question is, do I know this guy? Okay. Now it's
Do
a
you want to fight him?
No. Come on. Listen.
No.
Bro, it's
Do you
I don't-
think? Do you think you could fight him?
No. Beyond the fighting
think you
part,
could fight?
to me, words mean too many things, right? Where she said he slept at her house. Do I know this guy? My question to her will not even be a situation of, do I trust this man or do I know this guy? Or is he trying to? I am more so about a safety thing. And the way I'm gonna think about it is like, okay, my girl told me her boy best friend slept at the crib or whatever. If anything happened to her, right? She's in a situation where we all know things could happen, right? She's in a situation where she doesn't want to be in that situation, right? And something bad happened to her. I am, as the boyfriend, I feel responsible for my girl. You know what I mean? I will not like that situation just on that aspect. If I know the guy, if I know the best friend in question, I have vetted and I'm like, it's chill, dude.
Yeah.
You know, they could lie to me if that comes down to that. But I will trust what she's saying.
And you look at what happened.
Yeah, I am gonna look at whatever happened afterward. But if she tells me like this is what happened, and she communicates that to me, rather than being like, oh, it's like you show up in the morning and like, you didn't tell me this. You know what I mean? Like a communication where like, oh yeah, my friend is drunk or whatever, except at the house. You know?
That's understandable.
You have communicated to me.
Yeah.
There is no reason for me to start thinking too much. There's no reason for me to start being like. Like she's doing something crazy.
I think it comes down to insecurities too. Because, like again, we're all insecure. We're all
My
insecure.
insecurities, can I fight him?
But the thing is that, are you
Stop,
giving me a reason to be more insecure? Are you giving me a reason to be more insecure? If like you guys are always hanging out, if I ask you something, you're like very private about it, or very secretive about it. Like I'm gonna start getting insecure because I'm like, okay, if this is your best friend, but you're not like including me in some stuff.
so many things, yeah.
So I'm like, something's fishy.
Like
So
if
my
you're
insecurity is just gonna,
Keep going
yeah.
up.
So
And not make your partner be insecure.
So you're saying like, I was asking some people about this too. Like, if you're excluded from hangouts, like if they're like, we're gonna go do something, you're not invited. But I'm just like, no, that makes you feel insecure.
No, but all the time.
But like if it's often.
I feel like.
I have a friend that's a good example for that.
So if it's a girls' night, you want to go tag along with the girls.
Yeah.
What?
Why though?
You do not know how much fun girls be having.
No, but what?
Man.
No, but
Like,
do you know why though?
No, listen.
to be
listen.
invited to a girls' night
No,
out as a
listen.
man, and you're like the only guy.
I've been there.
You are
I've been there.
you are privy
No,
to exclusive.
No,
fun.
but I've been there, but
Nobody
it-
else
well,
gets to
Let me
see that.
ask you this, okay? Do you prefer to be on a night with your boys or to be with a group of girls where you're the only man there?
I think if men said more supportive things to each other, I prefer to be with the guys.
okay. What do you mean? What do you mean by supportive thing?
Supportive, like,
How?
be like, oh, your hair looks nice.
No, for what?
How many times does your boy say,
So do you
your
wanna
fit
build
looks fire?
confidence
Like,
in
I
your
like the green stripes on that. Like, how many
Okay,
Ew.
times?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
You've been in here for
I'm gonna be honest with
Who
you.
has hyped you up on your fit?
Listen.
a lot.
Except
a lot of friends.
No,
do that.
but deep it. Think about
A
it.
lot
How
of
often?
friends.
Guys
Think
don't do
about
it
this.
enough.
Think about
between
this.
girls, like, you have that. It's normalized for girls to be supportive with each other, right?
But we're different.
I know we're different.
We're different.
But for what reason?
Yeah.
We're different. We're different
Especially
from the.
for
Go ahead.
a straight man.
Uh-huh.
There's so many things you're gonna try to not make yourself look like the other side of.
But that's
Let me
toxic
ask you this.
masculinity.
No,
Yes,
it's not.
do you feel good when say if someone
No,
says,
okay, let me say it direct. You're saying that's toxic masculinity. If I don't do something because I don't want to be seen as gay, is that toxic?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, let
Because
me.
everybody knows you're not
Guys,
gay.
guys,
you
guys,
know
guys,
you're
guys.
not gay. Like, why you
Listen,
gonna feel
listen,
No.
listen to this
Unless,
thing.
unless,
I don't
unless,
believe
unless you're
that.
gay.
Listen to
I
that.
don't
Listen
believe
to the
that.
distinction.
I don't
right?
believe that.
Listen. The distinction is right. Girls are more of girls. You know why girls will beef like other girls quickly because they're super like. She said my makeup is trash or whatever. Us guys, we're not raised that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially for us African dudes, if you were raised in Africa, right?
Yeah.
Forget about that stuff. I can compliment my boy. I'm like, boy, your fit kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
you
you
look
won't
good.
be that way. I'm like, damn, bro, damn. I'll just see that, and the man knows, if I fuck with the fit, right? Excuse my language, but. I can just say that. I don't have to be like, oh my god, you're eating what?
Wait, but for deeper
what are you
stuff,
doing?
right? Like for even deeper stuff, because not just the.
But don't you think guys are
Because-
there for each other though? Stuff.
You get what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get it. I
The
get it.
emotional stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I'm dealing with this, and somebody opens up to you about it, right?
Okay.
Like your girlfriend.
I want to give you an
And
example
they're just like,
with me
I'm
and Jonathan.
hearing you out.
I'll give you an
and
example.
I'm here to support
me
you.
and Jonathan, right?
When do guys do that?
I'll give you an example of me and Jonathan, right? He could call me and we'll have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
And things things don't have to look the same to mean the same.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like we will have a different conversation where he will call me and tell me what's going on, and we'll have that conversation. But the difference between the way boys are raised and the way girls are raised,
It's very
right?
different.
It's way
very
different
it's
because
way different.
boys are raised in a rough aspect where nobody's gonna save you.
Yeah.
So as your boy,
Yeah.
I am gonna tell you, bro. Once we're having that conversation, I'm not gonna be soft with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I think you did something wrong, I'll tell you like stop. It's like wait, stop. You can't do that. You know what I mean?
But you
I'm
know
not
what
gonna be
girls are
super
gonna do?
soft with you.
As a man, let me just add on I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
let me,
you're good,
let me
you're good.
let me add on what he was saying. As boys, let me say if I had a conflict with him, because Michael is my close friend.
Yeah.
If I had a conflict with him, I'll talk to him. If we don't get on the same page, we might, try to. It might take a little bit for us to like get back, on the same level where we've been at as friends.
Yeah.
But we will eventually get there. On the other side, what do ladies do? If ladies get in a conflict and there's no solution for it, they cut off each other. They stop being friends. They get toxic towards each other. They go behind each other's backs.
And imagine if that's your girl. Imagine if that's your girl. She's like, don't talk to her. What I did.
I agree with some of that, but I ain't
So-
never seen that at a girls' night out. A girls' night out is still.
Have you been at a girl's night? Have you been at a girl's night out?
Yes, I have. A
Okay,
girl's
now,
birthday,
Mike,
for a matter of fact.
okay, let me ask you a
A
question.
girls' night out.
Do
is
you
still a
think?
girls'
Do
night
you
out.
think? If you're trying to go to the girls' night out point,
Okay.
do you think girls' night out are more fun than boys' night out? And what makes them more fun?
Like-
Because
Okay,
as a guy
that's
in
a
a girls'
personal-
night out,
that's
you
a
gotta,
personal-
you gotta take care of like 7 girls
That-
and 7
that
girls.
is something-
You the only
No.
dude.
That's another
just
thing
some
too. That's
Yeah,
another
it's so
that's
much
another
work.
thing too. It's a girls'
And if you're
night
not
out.
dating anybody,
It's a
then
girls'
you're also-
night out. But you don't have to take care of them because you're all on an equal level.
How?
They
We're the man in
taking
the
care
house,
of
bro.
themselves.
Okay, well, okay.
And it's like
No.
it's like I'm just here
As
having
a
fucking
dude, as a
good time.
dude,
I'm just here. I'm
as
just
a guy, you have to take care of them.
I'm just here.
Relax.
It's
You
like
have
to.
no, listen,
Chill.
Michael. It's like I'm just here having an exquisite time,
How?
drunk on margaritas with the homies. And they buying their own, I'm buying my own. If I want to buy theirs, I buy theirs. If I want to buy my girlfriend's, I buy hers. And it's no pressure. And it's, I
Where
kid
did
you
you
not.
get the pressure when you're
It's
boys?
no pressure. It's no pressure to what's it called? Act straight or like be a certain way. It's just like you can exist. Like you are.
So you think boys don't exist around each other?
I think they put up that wall of masculinity. Where it's like I can't look sissy. You know,
What
I
does look CC
can't-
mean? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. There are certain things. There are certain things. You know, I'm not gonna be telling. No, I'm gonna be.
Wow, okay, this has been a crazy conversation. I don't know where to start from about it, but we'll get right into the conclusion because we've almost kicked in almost an hour.
Yeah.
So we don't want to keep you guys here for too long, Yeah, we're gonna do some yes and no questions about different things. I'm going to ask each and everybody, and whoever wants will ask me as well a question. You can give a brief explanation, not too long, not crazy explanations. Okay. So I'll start with Zolvik. Do you believe trust is more important than love?
Let's go hand in hand. Trust. I believe trust because I feel like fake love is everywhere, but trust is not everywhere. I'll go with trust.
No, we're talking about real love here, not fake love.
I'll go with trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Then I'll get to Benji. Is going to bed angry very okay?
I've been very angry, and then I take a nap, and I feel good afterwards. Like you wake up, you're like, why was I mad? Like it's like a meditation. It's like I need to take a nap. I was
Okay.
cranky.
So you accept it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Alright. Tasha. Should your partner come before your friends?
It depends.
On what situation?
On situations. If my partner's like, if I'm going out with my girls and he's like, oh no, I'm like, hold on. Let's play that back. I knew this guy before I knew you. Well, first of all, like, if it's a security thing, if it's like where we're going, it's not safe, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what, sure. But if it's like a general thing, like if it's my I don't think so.
Your partner shouldn't come before your friends.
Yeah, no. It's like asking, should your partner come before your parents?
Yes.
Kind of similar. You say yes?
Yes.
Okay, I won't give up. That would be a topic for another day.
No, honestly, that is I'm
if
serious.
your partner is your best
That
friend,
is
like,
genuinely
do you
shit.
think your best friend should come before your other?
No, guys, listen. When you have a partner, think about it, right? Before you ask me my own question, that is super. This is just my last thing, okay? When you marry a woman,
Exactly. Levels.
she is going to be the mother of your children. Okay? Think about your parents. I believe my mom should come to my dad before us. Because ultimately, I will leave and create my own thing.
And so
My
your
mom
family.
wants. You get?
Yeah.
So, my kids are gonna be more important to me because I need to protect and provide for them. And I need to provide for my wife. You know what I mean?
Alright.
So, your partner should.
Come
Not
your
to
parents.
say you hate your parents or you don't love them, but your partner is your new family.
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it's
because
You
sometimes
should not, because that means you don't love your partner.
No, let's
How about this, Michael?
It's all good though. That's
What
what
if your
another
partner
time.
is
Okay, no,
abusive?
listen.
What if your partner?
Exactly,
What
and
if your
I-
partner is abusive to you? You can't go to them.
But that's the thing. Why do you choose that partner?
No, but like, okay, again, like
Your
with
partner is
friends-
boxing you?
No, with friends. So like, if I go to my friends for advice and I go to my partner, I'm gonna weigh which one's
Don't you
gonna
think your partner should be your best friend?
They are my best friend.
So they should come before your friends. What if your friends?
Situational.
What if your friends don't like your partner,
It
but
is
you like your
situational.
partner?
It's situational.
situation.
At the end of the day, it's because there's some things that, as a girl, I'm gonna talk about with my friends, and I'm not gonna talk about.
But that's the thing. Your friends are still gonna stay your friends.
Yeah.
But your partner
But my
opinion,
partner's always
your
gonna be my
partner
partner.
yes, your
Okay.
partner opinion should be
Okay.
up there.
No,
it
it
should
is,
matter
but
more.
I think this one's good that you say it for next time.
Yeah.
For next time.
But like
Okay, I'll ask Michael his question.
for premium subscription.
Is emotional cheating worse than physical cheating?
Emotional cheating worse than physical cheating.
You know, I told somebody something. I said it's not cheating if you don't fall in love. There's some people in Japan who believe
Nah,
that.
you know.
I heard that in Japan.
No, let Michael
but I
answer.
know that don't imply like.
Let Michael answer.
That is deep. I would say this, right? If you think about the emotional side of things, that's the deepest way of cheating. You can cheat to somebody because you have checked out emotionally.
Yeah.
And the physical aspect, it could be just lust, bro. Let's be honest. It could be a girl, it could be a guy, where they're just like, oh my god, this guy is physically whatever.
No, let me
Emotional.
let me put it clear for you. Emotional, you're literally just thinking about what you would do with somebody else that's not your partner.
But you won't do it.
But you're not doing it. Like it's
Why you not
it's
doing
a thought. I mean, lately.
No, the emotion, not the thought.
First listen.
The emotion.
First listen. Lately, even when you just think about, let me say, you being attracted to another girl when you're in a relationship, that's cheating, right? It's not. If you think about you being sexually involved with somebody else,
Okay, okay.
you've not.
This
Do you watch
is
porn?
a super deep one, Ben.
Do you
This
watch?
is a super
is
deep.
watching
this is
porn in a
super deep.
relationship cheating?
Yeah.
This is a
That's
super
cheating?
no guys,
Why?
guys. Let's be honest. This is a super deep combo and like where we'll need to have a part for it.
Yeah.
But all I would say is when it comes down to thinking about like another woman or another whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It's like you ask your partner, oh, do you have a crush? Let's be honest. Your partner, I'm gonna be honest, right? My partner is not my
It's not your crush.
before I met my partner, I had a crush on some random broad. You get?
Or even
So
if you got your partner.
exactly. Before I had my partner, I had a crush. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, I was like, man, this girl is so bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, once you get your partner, you're still gonna have a crush on that woman. You still know that woman is beautiful.
So
That's you knowing yourself, knowing that you understand that there's still other beautiful person.
Yeah.
But to your question, to how you specify it, I would say physical. But if it comes to the emotion of the way I'm thinking about it, I would say emotional. Because sometimes the physical part would just be lust, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
But the problem with the physical part is more of you getting involved in doing everything, like literally every single bit of the cheating.
Does he hurt the man more or the woman more? Or it's the same?
Dude, as a man,
but
as
is
a
there an
man,
emotion
even if-
attached to it?
I'll tell you for sure. There's things we don't accept as men because you know you feel like it's kind of gonna make you step out of your masculinity, you know. But as a man, even if I cheated yesterday, and I didn't get caught, I found my God cheating this morning, dude. It's gonna kill me. I'm gonna want to know every bit of what happened until I get to the depth of the whole situation.
But is that okay?
It's not okay.
Guys, think about Animal Kingdom, right? Ultimately, the way we all as humans are trying to separate ourselves from animal, it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all a territory thing, as in man to the core believe women are weaker, right? And they need to be protected. So if I have my girl, she needs to be protected and she needs to be away from all the other alpha males that are trying to pursue her. Okay? So once another man step into your territory, it's a challenge.
You feel
what I
less
mean?
of a man.
Yeah,
So you gotta
feel
know
like,
you
whoa.
can fight him, right? You got.
But look, the issue,
you gotta know
the
you
issue,
can fight him.
just to cut his point,
But this guy just joined box.
and to the fighting part, just to cut his point onto the fighting part, it's a dangerous place to be in because you're gonna try and fight the man and he beats you up.
I mean, or
Y'all don't
or
be
you
like
choke him out.
Benjamin. Y'all don't be like
It's
Benjamin.
different.
So all I'm gonna say before,
It's different
because
levels of that.
like Jonathan said, we've been here for too long, and it's gonna be like a part 2 on this.
Yeah.
I got small questions for
Do
you.
not
no,
fight
no,
people.
no, explain. No, explain. So,
Don't
Michael,
fight.
would you go with a woman that's your type or a woman that brings the aspect of like your dream wife? So she has the qualities of a wife, but this one is your type. What would you go with? No explaining. Your type or your dream wife?
It's both the same to me.
So
That's
either
the
way
way
is
it
fine.
No, it's the same to me.
No, this
Because
woman is your type.
I was not gonna interact with that woman that's gonna be my wife type
Yeah,
if I'm not attracted to her.
yeah.
I don't talk to women to get my stats out.
Your wife
I was
is
talking to
usually
a
your
girl.
I'll say this.
She gotta be your type.
According to what you asked, it depends what I want at that time.
No, what I'm asking is more, it's physical on the side, and this side is not physical.
But why am I talking to her if I'm not attracted to her?
No, but you know what
Okay, let's say this.
Yeah.
I will answer this in an honest way, okay? Because in my mind, I already know. Let me not start thinking it. I would say qualities.
Qualities.
Because to me, a woman comes down with her qualities. Physical can only take you so much, so far.
True.
So far.
Sure.
You'll be the prettiest girl in the world, but your attitude is just trash. You'll be 40 and nobody wants you. So what? You know what I mean? So it comes down to, are you truly a woman? You get me? So that part.
What do you mean by like truly a woman?
So first of all, chill out.
No.
Because you know why I'm saying that, not like to be like disrespectful or anything, just because it's super deep. Just that question of to be a woman,
Yeah.
is super deep. It could go for, it's like a book, trust me.
That is
I'm not a woman, but I can tell you my perspective. But that's even deeper.
It's a book.
But the woman knows it more. Okay?
Type of shit
But
I read about, you know.
But that's my answer though. The woman that's ready made. You get like physical attraction it can take you so far.
Yeah.
You know? You need someone that's gonna be there for you, for your kids, for yourself, you know? Like I'm sorry guys, I'm stretching this. One of the biggest thing to like determine if a woman is truly devoted in the situation is if her man gets sick
Yeah.
into some, you get like paralysis and she has to take a crazy situation where the woman has to step in, you know?
She has to. You have to know that she.
In my own life, I've experienced that as my parent. There was a time where like, this is deep, but something like that happened and where my mom has to step in, where she has like to take care of us and my dad, things like that. And I'm just like, do you know what? This is why I love my mom so much. And this is someone be like, oh, he's a boy's mom or whatever. I don't care honestly. But I would want my partner to also show me that sort of devotion. You know what I mean? And I want to be as good as she was. I want to be that for my partner. You know what I mean? So that's the next question.
That's man. Would you go with white or black cows? No explaining.
Black women, 100%.
Look at the skin. Your shirt is on his
Black
skin.
women.
Okay.
I love black women.
Tasha.
What's your question? What's your question?
Have you ever cheated?
A man that shows you out or loves you out loud, or a secretive man?
Oh, out loud.
Well, you want to be posted everywhere.
Not even that, but like why we.
Make
why
your
we-
followers know.
Wouldn't you want your woman to show you out loud?
Yeah,
Still?
actually. You know what? Yeah.
Would you
Show
want
me
that?
out.
You would want that, huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't. You don't need to be on Instagram, but you want to walk with her, and she's like, she holds your hand. She like she's like, that's me.
Yeah, instead of like walking around and we're like two best friends, like what the hell? Like that's not okay.
So make the world know that.
Yes, that we're together.
Right.
Benji. Would you be with a woman that can't let you check her phone?
That's a no.
That's a story time. That's a story time.
Yes or no?
We're not doing story
That's a story time.
Yes or no?
We're not doing story time, bro.
Yes or no?
No story
Just
time.
yes or no?
No.
I
Right?
said from there.
For how long? For how long? Because it's like if I've known her for like a day, if we've been on a first date, and let's say she's back
Bro.
home, it's the morning, right? And she's not letting me check her phone.
Again.
It's been a day, right?
Yeah.
It's been a day.
Okay. Let me. Do you check phones?
No, I just check phones.
Then that's your
I'm
answer.
worried about what the fuck's going on my phone. I got assignments to turn in.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Okay.
Don't make it weird.
Do you,
Alright, we gotta close this real quick.
do you think, right, on a yes or no, men should speak about their insecurities to their woman, to their significant other?
100%. It's communication. Let these people know how you feel, and they will make you feel comfortable and act on what you and act the way you want them to act around you.
Say no more.
Yeah, simple as that.
Just tell her to fight her best friend.
Bro, I'm not fighting.
Just tell her
Cause man, just wind up and let's get out of here, bro.
Alright. Thank you all for watching The Raw Voices. We appreciate the love. Thank you so much for tuning in. On this video, we're kinda, trying to keep up, but it's kinda static, but we got it. Trust us, keep following the channel, share all our videos, and don't forget to aggressively hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends to do that as well. We just appreciate you guys so much, and we can't really say thank you enough for all you guys really show us. We love you all. It's been a nice episode today. We had so much fun, so many raw conversations, deep touching conversations, but we hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, I'm Casman. On Instagram, you find me as Jonathan Casivante. We have our Instagram page as The Raw Voices. I hope you all check it out and follow, share it. And
I am just gonna say I'm happy to be here. It was a good conversation. I was happy to be invited again. Again, my name is super difficult, but that's my handle. I think I'm the only one still. It's Michelange, K-A, I don't know if you guys would know how to write that.
We'll
But
type
it should
that.
be under
We'll
the
type
description
that.
stuff.
We'll type
But I truly appreciate it. It was a nice conversation. You guys should subscribe. If you guys want us to see this lineup again, just put that in the comments.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
we'll make it happen stuff. So
I'm still your boy XOVIC. Thanks for watching. Peace.